So, latest episode of Orphan Black. This one has become the Krystal story. I like that each episode has kind of, I know it goes with the plot, but each episode goes specifically with somebody else's story. In that, what they're doing kind of can get the feel of all the clones. This one was all about Krystal, and she is such a riot. She is seriously, so ridiculous. I really thought Sarah was going to do a clone swap, and, Krystal apparently also, had the balls or whatever to kick the guy and kick him out of the house. So that was kind of hilarious. And of course, Art and Sarah watching from the car, and they're like, oh, okay. Apparently they'd rather watch somebody get beat up than to, something kind of sexual. But anyway, and then, B, is that her name? The other chick, Krystal's friend. How she was hitting on Scott, that was kind of, he wasn't oblivious to it either, which is kind of funny that he's like, oh, I guess I am helping you. I guess I am doing this. Okay, that's cool. So that was kind of hilarious to see that. And then poor Mud. I was right. She was very naive, originally, but in terms of her story, that she nearly had a breakdown with Cosima and Ira, saying, hey, I was a junkie. He saved me. I did whatever. It's like, okay. And then you double cross them, and you get Virginia to come out and to, pretty much stop Susan from doing anything to PT, but then, end up doing something to Susan in the long run. And Ira's like, oh snap, he's glitching and there's blood running down his face, and I don't think he's gonna make it, which is a shame. And let's hope that Cosima and Charlotte don't get lost at sea. Cosima claims that she knows boats, but how well does she know boats? Because to get to where they are, they have to use a helicopter, so I'm guessing it's quite a distance between the island and where they're actually living, to get up with the other clones. So that's going to be interesting. I hope they don't get lost at sea. There's only so many more episodes of this season left, of the series left, so there's better not be more questions than answers at the end. Let's see what else. I think that's pretty much everything in terms of this review, in a sense. No real theories. Rachel's a huge biatch in that she, got the orders from PT to get Kira, and Kira puked, which I was like, oh, okay, she's sick. Oh, she's not faking. Oh, she's actually puking. Oh, okay, she seems totally okay with that. And then Rachel's like, hey, house visit, we need to collect her now. And then the trailer for next episode is, Mrs. S and Sarah, wanting to break in to get Kira. Kira's offering to, I'll give her the hustle. It's like, she's little, she could probably get away with it. They wouldn't harm her because of, everything that she's giving beneficial to, whatever, but there's a small chance that something like that would happen. So, I don't know. An hour is not enough, and there's so many questions. Well, so many theories, I guess, that we could be, figuring out. I'm excited that Helena's coming back next episode, perhaps as a more of a role than to just, oh, hey, what are you doing here? Who's this person that's coming to see you? But she's obviously, she can't go anywhere. She can't really do anything, although she has miracle babies, so she could probably kick some butt while still being pregnant. And then seeing Donnie more, so maybe Allison is going to show up more too. Speaking of Ish, though, when Krystal and her friend are talking to, since they've done this vlog together, and they've done all this stuff together, and, they go to Art and Scott, and as they're talking, and her friend's like, oh no, no, you have to go with so and so because, you know, he's so into you and this, that, and the other thing. I know there were way past monitors at this point, but the fact that she is so has no idea about anything, is it possible that her friend is a monitor? I know, at least from what we kind of saw with Allison and with Cosima, that the monitors kind of disappeared. They disappeared so, like, all at once. It's like, okay, you know, call it off. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. But not everybody may have gotten that opportunity. It is Krystal after all, and even if someone said something, she'd probably be like, well, whatever, or something. I don't know. So I'm not sure. But it sucks that Susan's out of the picture now. Ira's probably out of the picture unless he's gonna try to go after Virginia, which doesn't seem likely. He'll probably die at Susan's side. His nose was bleeding, so there's that, and with the glitching. But anyway, oh, and at the end of the episode, PT seems kind of oblivious in the fact that he goes to the window. Clearly he's not, I know he's up on a hill, but you'd think you'd still hear, like, random other noises. Maybe not screaming because no one seems to be in panic, but that he looks out the window and then he's like, oh, everything's on fire. Okay. That's how it's going to be. Awesome. So I guess we'll have to see how that plays out. Where's everybody going to go? What's everybody going to do? Are they going to storm his mansion? You know, how is Mud going to handle that? She picks up the picture at the end and she looks at it, being like, oh, okay, that's him. He kind of looks the same as he does now. Add some facial hair and I think you'll have the same people. But, I mean, clearly Cosima's story of, hey, this is him, is enough. I'm not saying it's not him, but it's also like, I don't believe you, almost. So, I don't know. I guess until the next episode, we won't really know.